Hey friends, welcome back to the studio. Today, I want to take you behind the scenes into the early design choices, proportions, material blends, and all the little artistic decisions that brought this beast to life. Section 1, Scale and Proportion. So first off, scale. The land shark is slightly larger than a standard 60mm miniature. I did that intentionally to support more intricate Celestium detailing and to make it feel like a small but still imposing monster on the tabletop. The silhouette had to be believable, bulky enough, cracked, tough skin and scales to feel ancient but dynamic enough, and equipped with the means to look like it could move underground and erupt out of the soil mid-hunt. To this end, I wanted to fuse metal with the body of the land shark to give it to the possibility to dig easily. The metal had to be a tough one, and something must have happened to enable it to fuse to the organic body of a natural creature. How could I combine ancient, toughness, metal, and inorganic with organic? The answer, a celestial metal, born in Haven and descended to Earth in prehistoric time where natural sharks were present. The resulting apocalyptic explosion forever fusing the metal to the surviving sharks, forever changing their aspect and nature. See how the lore can be sometimes influenced by the design and create new lore elements. In this case, Celestium itself. Section 2, Form and Material Contrast. Now let's talk materials and contrasts. This is where the whole creature comes alive. I wanted to merge organic flesh and metallic Celestium, so the surface transitions from turquoise blue hide to shimmering gunmetal veins. The turquoise fading to gray and then white wasn't random. I chose it because it echoes the natural tones of real-world sharks while keeping that alien, mythic undertone. The fins, talons, and dorsal plates, those were designed as semi-metallic fused growths. They shimmer blue at the edges where metal fuses into flesh. It's that fusion of biology and celestial metal that defines the land shark's DNA. The gills have organic reds and pinks, not just for realism, but to break up the surface visually and reinforce the living creature, shark origin aspect. And of course, I went big with those white teeth. They're exaggerated for a reason. It's a monster, after all, and what better to capture the shark image in all our minds than its jaws? Now, let's talk about the textures and the weathering. These sharks are supposed to be ancient, like relics from the dawn of creation before the world was stable. So I added micro cracks, discoloration, and patinas all over the body to give it that sense of time-worn majesty. Every mark tells a story, not random scratches, but layered aging. I like to think of it as fossilized muscle, both organic and mineral, suspended in eternal decay. It's that mix of mythic and prehistoric that ties perfectly into the grimdark aesthetic of the Eternal Siege. Section 4, Detail. The lore mentions the land sharks and considers it as very precious creatures, and that entire wars have been fought for their hunt and possession. This for two main reasons. 1. They are so far the main and only source of Celestium, the divine metal that is used to fight the forces of the damned and banish to hell or imprison them in the real universe, while the force of the damned also crave it because it is the only metal that can contain and imprison heavenly beings in the real world. 2. Celestium attracts to it other precious minerals and gems that stick to the outer body of the land sharks as these dig through the earth. Those who manage to kill or capture one thus have access to very good resources to carry on their fight. The Celestium detail is quite obvious on the land shark miniatures, but as you might have noticed, I added small red dots on the Celestium parts of the miniature to suggest the idea of small precious gems like rubies that have attached to the body of the land shark. Section 5, the bases. Both male and female miniatures share a custom base. Soft sand, cracked terrain, and a central eruption hole. That hole was tricky. I had to make it deep enough to look convincing without weakening the print. The cracked earth, small skulls, and sand dunes all work together to tell a story. This thing hunts underground. You can almost imagine it emerging from the soil with a scream of metal and dust. The base colors, soft browns, sun-bleached tones, reinforce that desert-like, shifting landscape and give the impression of soft terrain, which is an ideal terrain from where the land sharks breach to the surface for surprise attacks. Section 6. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, every miniature I create for the Eternal Siege should feel like it carries both the breath of life, but most of all tells a story that matches to its lore in the universe, something ancient that fell from the stars and somehow still lives among us in case of the land shark. That's the essence of the land shark, part creature, part relic. The land shark is the first of many that will explore that duality and connection between past, present, and future, real history and fantasy. So that's the design side of things. Don't forget to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what kind of creature you'd like to see next in the Eternal Siege. Have a great week. Ronan out.